What's happening, everybody? Welcome in to this discussion. It's your boy Grape Juice sitting with my good friend, mentor, Pastor Demetrius Colbert. I'm currently 22. PD, your age, 52.
52, yeah.
We got a nice little age gap. We're both on some TikTok. We ran into this peculiar video that I think really speaks to a lot of where our generation currently is. It's a lot of certain feelings that are expressed through different TikToks, through different videos that I think carries some truth, but we're going to kind of pick it apart and kind of just see where everybody is on this situation.
I'm really exhausted from being alone. From waking up to no calls, no texts, and no checkups. I'm tired of feeling like my conversation is a burden to someone else's life. I'm tired of driving around for hours and wishing someone was in the passenger seat laughing with me. I'm tired of wondering what it is about me that makes me the problem. I'm trying to figure out why I can't seem to get past my own insecurity of never being loved. I want to be able to understand why I've never been someone's first choice. And I want to be able to understand why I feel like I've never been someone's first choice.
Credit to Ileana K. She is the original creator of this TikTok. That was some interesting thoughts. I ended up sending this to PD just simply because I thought, man, this speaks to a lot of young people today. And I know that I've had some similar thoughts as I've kind of grown and had some similar thinking patterns with that too. How should we feel when we're in these situations? How we should move about these emotions that we feel? Is it smart to even get into a relationship and consider getting into a relationship with these feelings behind us being the motive that drives us to that? PD, I really want to get your initial thoughts on that.
Yeah, for sure. So we talked about this before and then decided, well, let's do something live here and do this and get it on somewhere permanent. Here's the thing that I'm curious about. I'm curious about what I'm seeing great from all the young ladies today. But it's interesting what you just said too. You said you kind of walked through that yourself. So I'm curious about what young people are thinking about today with this ideal of needing to be in some kind of relationship, needing somebody to see them, needing to not. Don't get me wrong. I understand physical touch. I understand community. I understand needing to be needed, but in a healthy way. And this way, I have to tell you, I struggled with the young lady because I think that that's an unhealthy message to put out in such a large platform like TikTok. It showed that like 230,000 people, I believe, viewed it. I feel like you can end up getting a scenario and situation like that where somebody takes advantage of you. They'll come into your life to take advantage of you. They could be predatory. They could not be well within themselves and just take advantage of you. They'll be there for you. And I'm not sure that that's even what she's asking, but when you see this video off the top, that's the first thing that comes to my mind is you have this idea that you need somebody. It almost comes across as a little desperate. And so I'm looking at her and I'm thinking to myself, I have 4 daughters. She looks like she's about as old or slightly younger than my youngest daughter, who's going to be 21 in a couple of weeks. And so I'm looking at her and I'm thinking she's an attractive young lady. She said, I'm wondering why my conversation is a burden to someone else's life. Wow. I want to know why my conversation is a burden to someone else's life. Well, for me, Greg, I'm looking at that and I'm wondering who she's seeking out. I'm wondering what kind of men she's seeking out. Who are these men? And I'm also wondering, has that always been the case for her? Does she jump right in? I was talking to a lady the other day who said to me, she said, I give too much of my emotions and myself immediately into relationships. And I couldn't help but think that this is the same issue with this young lady too. The process of getting to know somebody is not, hey, I'm gonna give you everything in the name of being transparent. And in doing so, I'm putting myself in harm's way because basically I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom and you can harm me because I don't know if you have the ability or the skills to take care of my heart yet. I'm just giving you all of this because this is me. And so I'm expecting that from you, but you don't even know that person. You're not even taking it through a vetting process. I think it sounds like to me, again, you're so desperate that you don't realize that if something isn't staying, that you don't need it. Like it's not for you then. Like if it's not going to stay, then let it go. You just don't need it. It's not something that you have to have. It's not for you. So if you're a Christian and you're watching this, and we believe that God has our best interests at heart, then we have to trust God with those parts of our relationships. We just simply have to trust the Lord that God will take care of those things, whoever comes into our lives, and let that be that. If you're not, I get it. You're functioning out of just your mind, your will, and your emotions, and perhaps, you know, the things that have happened to you that didn't go so well. And you're struggling with it. And she said another thing in there. Why is it basically hard to be with me? Why is my conversation a burden? And why is it so hard to be with me? So I struggle with that specifically from the young girl's perspective. Again, being a father of 4 girls and 4 granddaughters, I struggle with this idea of one of them coming to me and saying, I need one of you, man, in my life for me to feel like I'm somebody. And as opposed to her working on herself, Sean, that's what I didn't hear from her. So she took a whole minute to express how painful it was for her. And again, let me just be fair for those of you who will listen to this. I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that she's a bad person. I don't know her. So that would be premature of me to say that. I'm saying that putting all of that out there, though, like that can really be, that can end up being detrimental and difficult, because who you invite into your life at that level, they could not have your best interest at heart. And you can be making a new video now talking about this person who crushed you after you gave them all of you.